Hello and welcome to Mountain Aromatics. Today we're going to go over Pear Aromas. I hope you guys are doing well, and I was just thinking about pear, and so there's many pear aroma molecules and that make up pear aroma molecules, all of that kind of stuff. But there's two that I wanted to go over today. One is not so common and one is pretty common. And the first one that's common is benzyl propionate. And I'm going blind, so I have to wear my glasses to be able to pretty much see well. So the thing about this that is a little bit of a bummer is that it's only 8 hours. But, and this is at 100%. And it is not a single pear note. This is part of a pear accord, but a important, a vital, a pretty big part of a pear accord aroma. So this is fruity pear. There's a little bit of citrusy, pineapple citrusy kind of going on in the background. And it is a little bit of the acetate going on in the, even though it's a propionate, the acetate of like fingernail, I hate saying this, fingernail polish remover, but I just mean in the acetate kind of way. So it's the top note that is happening that reminds me and makes me think, oh, this type of aroma is not going to last very long. Because if you know, a lot of those acetates that are not very long lasting, that are in the pineapple families, kind of citrusy, this is kind of one of them. This one and the banana-y type of aroma. But so this is like a mixture of those. And it is one of those, I feel like I've learned a lot over the past number of years. And this is one of those molecules that I would not necessarily stick in a perfume formula that has 20 ingredients and that makes up the perfume. It's probably not one of those that I would do in that. To me, this is a molecule for an accord. And I guess I didn't really understand that or understand that, but it just is, it's one of those molecules that it is more of an accord molecule. It's used more for that rather than an aroma molecule that you can just put in a perfume formula like you could with Isoe Super or Cetilox or something like that. This is different to me. And what else could I tell you about it? There's a little bit of melon in there. It's a little bit complex, actually. So it can go in a bunch of different types of accords. And so that's why I wanted to talk about it, because it is an important molecule to me. just because it fits in so many different types of accords. So, but if you have a perfume formula and there is 75 things in it, this could be in there. You know, if you're making a, as part of your fruity part of that perfume formula, when you have a big formula, you could do that. So I'm not saying you can't. But the next one is one that I haven't really, it's kind of new to me, and so I haven't. It's it's been around forever, but it's Pear ester, and it, one, needs to be kept cold. Number two, it needs to be used in like 1% or less, even a 0.1 or a 0.01. Again, this is part of an accord. How you would use it would be part of an accord, unless this one actually is one that I think if you had a big, not necessarily a big formula, but if you were making a formula and that formula created 4 or 5 mils, just the accord, just the formula for the perfume. This is one that using it at a 0.1%, like a drop in that much, you could do in a perfume formula. But in an accord, this is one that is weird, deceptive, interesting, because it is easily can be overused. And this is kind of like a juicy Bartlett pear, but it's highly different than the benzoyl propionate, where this is there, you can smell it, it's easy to smell. But here, this is, I just did it 10%. You want to go way down, but at 10%, it's almost hard to detect. But it is one of those that it will absolutely give sweetness, ripeness, juiciness, pear to your formula. And it's 48 hours. There's a little green in there too. It just is one is more powerful than you think it is, because it just doesn't smell powerful at all. But put it in a formula, and I'm telling you, you're going to have to put it at a really low amount. Otherwise, it will take over your formula. And something I've wanted to talk about, speaking about smelling this and it's deceptive and whatever, makes me think of, it has been so often lately that I have made a fragrance and I am like, okay, I want to take it down to 10% and do a test strip. Here we go. And do this one I took down to 15%. And it's a perfume, and wanted to see, okay, what's it going to smell like at 10% or 15% or whatever. And when I smell the scent strip, I'm like, what? That does not smell even like the headspace of smelling it like in the vial. And then the main point I want to say is, then when I put it on my skin, I'm like, there you go. That is when I read what's in the formula, it matches. I can look and see what I know what it's mostly going to smell like. And then I put it on my skin and I'm like, wow, it smells how I want it to smell, and smells nothing like that on the test strip. Nothing. That makes me think, oh my God, if somebody just got a sample of this and just sprayed it on the test strip and smelled it, they would be like, I don't like this. This is weird and I don't like it. It's whatever. But if they put it on their skin, completely, completely different. And I was going to say, I can't tell you how many times. I can tell you how many times that's happened just in the past week and a half. It's happened 4 times where I am like, this is so vastly different. I don't want anybody to smell it on the test strip because I want them to smell it in the air, on their clothes, on their skin. It just is so different. And it's not new because I think I've even done a video talking about that before where it just is, it, I say all this just to be a reminder to you that, and if you're watching this, you probably already know this, but like going to the department store and just grabbing a sample and spraying it on there. I like it. And then, yes, I'll buy it. Or, that kind of thing. It doesn't work like that. That is not how you sample a fragrance. And how you sample a fragrance is, because I can hear you asking, well, how do you sample a fragrance? You get a sample that you can put on your skin and wear it, and so you're not just smelling it on a test strip. In fact, most of the time it might give you an idea, but I'll tell you, I was on the phone with Alora the other day, and she and I, at the exact same time, while we're on the phone, both applied 10% of the Sambaquita Giveco, the Jasmine. And we each described the 10% on our arm, and you would have thought we were talking about 2 completely different materials, accords. It's their accord of Jasmine, Sambaquita. And on her, it was like sweet and like a clean jasmine or cleaner jasmine. And on me, it was so narcotic, night jasmine, the narcotic indole. I mean, the indole is everywhere. I mean, immediately when it's on my skin. And on her, it takes a lot longer, and it just is. It was completely different. And that just lets you know you need to put this on you. You can have feel this. I've said it feel like 100 times, but you can take one perfume and have 20 people, and you go to each person when they put it on their skin, and it smells like 20 different perfumes, maybe in the same perfume family, but it smells like 20 different perfumes. But that is why I'm just reminded that I want to share is to put it on your skin to smell, because the difference of some of these, especially ones I've done lately, are nothing what it's like on the test strip. Nothing. I'm like smelling it and then smelling my arm, and I'm like, These are like two complete different formulas that are not even in the same family. They're nothing alike. How is this? I don't get it. I don't understand it. And that's happened a lot lately. Just, it is what makes me love perfume. I am doing the opposite of complaining. I am going, oh my God, this is so amazing that that happens. That's really what I'm saying. And saying, you don't know how it's going to really be until you try it on you. Or if you're buying it for somebody, for that person to apply it to them and see how it reacts and how it smells on them. That's all I'm saying. But it's just so important. It's so interesting. It's really awesome. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, let me smell these again. So the benzoyl propionate. Yeah, this is there's almost a spiced apple in the background, so it's not the main note, but so this is one of those that can go in an apple accord, a pineapple accord, a pear accord. It can go in jasmine, even like a melon accord to kind of tame and round out that melon accord if you were doing one. It's very versatile, and that's why I wanted to go over it, because to me it's important. Again, the pear ester, warm. It's not bright and acetate-y. It's not like an acetate. But there is, so acetate, you think typically you'll think juicy kind of a thing. This isn't like that. But there's a little bit of juiciness in it, but it's deeper, darker, not near as strong. It's just real consistent, where the benzoyl propionate is more, not shrill, but more up and down, more brighter, just like brighter. Yeah. Two totally different ones. So I thought I would go over both of those. So thank you for hearing me out, and hopefully you learned something today, and actually hope that you learned a few things today, because I went over a couple of things today. And I appreciate you being here. I thank you for your love and your support. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next Mountain Aromatics. Have a good day.